Greetings and felicitations again, my fellow perceptive purple people. I wanted to take a few moments to talk with you about free healthcare and college for all and how it's not really free, but still worth it. My position on this is not some bleeding heart liberal thing, nor am I some commie leftist. This is all about capitalism, baby. I'm a micro businessman with a very small family of personnel to care about. We are too small to afford to set up a health plan, and if somebody gets sick, it's much harder on the rest of the team because we're smaller, so the impact is proportionally larger. This makes growth significantly harder. Education is the hallmark of a well-functioning democracy. Our founding fathers knew it, and we can give you at least a dozen quotes from across the spectrum of founders that show this to be their clear intent. This is true, but it is also a valuable national business investment for the growth of our capitalist economy. I don't really need to make too hard of an argument that our lives, personal, professional, financial, etc., have become shockingly complicated by the fruits of our capitalist economy, mostly due to technology, but other reasons as well. With a future increasingly bending towards even more mind-bending areas of potential commerce, the national need for educationally competent citizens to meet these challenges is only going to grow, even if we continue to just coast along like we are now. If we are to regain the momentum needed to lead the world in the commercialization of space, as well as make a bit of profit along the way, we will have no choice but to restore taxpayer-funded higher education that is capable of producing the new classes of workers, entrepreneurs, accountants, executives, engineers, and other more unique professionals that go on as we expand into this vast, undeveloped region of commerce. If we are truly committed to increasing the number of micro-businesses that grow into a larger base of small businesses, this would be a couple of ways to do so. To be fair, it is correct that such things are not free. They are paid for by taxes, which would likely increase slightly, which is where a lot of people get stuck. What they frequently don't consider are that A, although their taxes would go up slightly to cover these expenses, their current personal spending for these things would decrease by a lot, offsetting their new taxes to potential net income increases. B, the taking on of these expenses socially. Yes, I'm not afraid of the word. It ain't the same as communism. Is a nationwide investment into improving the skill levels and health of its workers and entrepreneurs alike, with huge potential benefits for our entire country. C, the tax base should increase in effective rates by the simple virtue that better educated citizens tend to make more income and, therefore, tend to advance into higher tax brackets as their careers improve. D, from another perspective, don't think of this as government socialism, but rather more like a very, very large group plan that's paid into automatically from your check. Kind of like now for a lot of people. But this would now cover your health and education plan that covers you, your spouse, your family, as well as investing in your fellow citizens' ability to carry their own premiums for the plan. E, this would not include undocumented immigrants. It is, as I said, a group plan for citizens of the United States. Like any group insurance plan, you have to be enrolled and vested to be covered. Although I do see some exceptions for certain circumstances, the intent is to make our country more competitive in the world market. Other countries can do the same for their parts. Does this mean that we wouldn't provide emergency care for unexempted non-citizens? Of course not. But once stabilized, it seems appropriate to arrange for continuing care with their own insurance, i.e., their country of origin, for billing or transfer arrangements as appropriate for the circumstances. Concerned about border issues? Here's your first shot to comment on the subject. Again, I feel the need to reiterate and make our perspective on this clear. This is not for some commie idealism, but for hard capitalist reasons. The similarities with Senator Bernie Sanders' ideas is more of a case of same pew, wrong church than a full political alignment. We simply came to a similar pair of solutions taken from different angles of the issues. Mind you, this does not address anything involving the recent discussions towards newly perceived rights, such as energy, communications, and the like. Each of these requires their own discussion and considerations before presenting solutions, if any are to be found for them. So what are your thoughts about this? Do you find our position reasonable, or do you have more logical and or rational ideas on the subject? Do be prepared for vigorous yet polite debate, but let's hear them. As always, I'll see you in the comment section below. Till our next chat, remember to keep your balance and stay purple, people. We'll see you again real soon, and let's get America together again.